On Sunday, April 22nd of 2018, I drove to Watertown, Connecticut to pick up a friend named Rudy. He had agreed to do some work at my house in New Hampshire, and at his residence, I encountered some disturbing things. When I asked Rudy about his new living arrangements, he said that the landlord's son, named Justin, would often say strange things. Like instead of saying okay, he would say OKKK. And Justin will also talk about cannibalism. Rudy stated that he had been staying at this address at 360 Straits Turnpike in Watertown, Connecticut for about 4 months since January of 2018. To give you a brief history, I met Rudy in the summer of 2011 when my ex-wife named Rachel met Rudy at a building material supply company and later introduced him to me. Rudy was a contractor who lived in Waterbury, Connecticut. He lived in a small apartment with his son Sammy, who was about 14 years old at that time. Rudy was a very likable guy, and we got to be friends, often working together. Rudy and Sam moved into a dilapidated house on Walnut Street in Waterbury around the fall of 2011. It was an abandoned house on a low-income street known for drug dealing. Before he moved in, the house had been used by drug addicts in the area. The person who owned it paid taxes on it, but they let it fall into ruins before finally offering Rudy the opportunity to move into the house to fix it up in exchange for a low rent. Rudy had said that the first thing he had to do upon moving in was install many new windows because most of the old ones had been smashed out. A few years later, in February of 2014, I asked Rudy if I could rent the upstairs of his house. Him and his son Sammy lived downstairs, and the upstairs was in pretty bad shape. It was filled with a lot of junk and piles of old carpets. Animals had gotten in, and it smelled pretty bad. So we rented a dumpster, and I went to work emptying most of it out. Then we enlarged the front room by removing a wall, then fixed the bathroom, installing a shower, and put in a small kitchen type area. So I really appreciated what this guy did for me, looking out for me in 2014 when no one else would. I was having trouble finding an apartment to rent, and he was there for me. Rudy had stopped drinking a few months before I moved in, and after he quit drinking, he grew a lot stronger. He gained weight, he started making more money, and he continued to fix the house up. We installed new electrical wiring, he added an addition downstairs, and then installed a new kitchen. He got a job working with his brother on a boat dock, fixing boats up, and in his spare time, he restored old cars. Rudy knew a lot about all aspects of building, including carpentry, stonework, and foundations, electrical, plumbing, heating. So I learned a great deal from him. I stayed on Walnut Street in Waterbury till around July of 2015 when I relocated to New Hampshire. Rudy continued to live there until 2017 sometime when he was asked to leave so the owner could sell the house. Then he moved into a series of houses in Watertown, Connecticut. The first being 131 Pawnee Lane, and the second was Davis Street. And the third was at this 360 Straits Turnpike in Watertown. So when I arrived there on Sunday, April 22nd of 2018, I had not seen Rudy for over a year. Last time I saw him, I had picked him up at his old address at Pawnee Road in Watertown in about March of 2017. I transported him to and from New Hampshire, where he stayed at my house for a couple of days to help me do some work. The house he rented on Pawnee Road in Watertown was in pretty good shape. It was right on a lake and was in good repair. The inside was kept pretty neat, which was a surprise because Rudy is a very disorganized person, to say the least. When I saw the new house he was renting, I was shocked at some of the stuff I saw there, including a very large fire pit with a giant metal grate beside it. a large wooden cross above it, and attached to the large wooden cross was a headboard from a bed positioned at the head of the fire pit. And nearby was a strange frame of some sort that kind of looked like a metal frame from a pull-out bed. And attached to it was two posts in a triangular shape. And when I asked his landlord's son, Justin, what the thing was used for, he said it was for hanging up a tent near the fire pit for when it was raining. So Rudy and I drove back to New Hampshire Sunday evening, and he stayed at my house for 2 nights, and I drove him back Wednesday afternoon. At times, Rudy seemed to act very different than how I remember him acting when we lived at the Walnut Street address. Rudy seemed to be very nervous at times. He lied a little bit, and he seemed forgetful. In 2014, while I rented the upstairs of his house, I trusted this man very much. However, due to these circumstances and his current residence, I have suspicions that he is not with the best people, to say the least. But he does not seem too concerned about this and seems most at home. Last, Rudy has stated that his son Sammy joined the National Guard in February of 2018. And since he joined, the military is paying the rent at 360 Straits Turnpike in Watertown, Connecticut, while his son is in basic training. Sammy had been working as a volunteer fireman in Watertown, Connecticut, taking classes to do so, and he hoped to get a job as a paid firefighter. Then, at some point, Sammy decided to join the National Guard. All right, my buddy just rented this house. So Rudy, who do you think put this together here? Oh yeah? Hey buddy, how you doing? Yeah, cool.
So are you admiring that?
I'm admiring it, all right.
I'm a carpenter.
You are, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. You could barbecue a whole deer on this, huh? Huh?
You could barbecue a whole deer on this, huh?
Pigs,
Ah, pigs on that, huh?
yeah. Yep. Oh yeah. I get all my this? Like that? Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Give them all to her or whatever she wants. Oh, here's this thing. I don't think that'll fit your thing if you want to try and bring away or whatever. But I got bigger ones than Thomas. You know what I mean? We're gonna hang a nigger from there.
What is that? Used to be a bridge over there, bro?
That's the pond and that's a dam over there.
No, that was like a shed for the boat.
Oh, that the piers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a big tarp shed over that.
Ah, cool.
24-foot boat when it was in better shape.
Yeah?
Man, it's got a Corvette engine in it and blue.
Cool.
Me or him?
That closet hut like thing.
Yeah, you want that as payment?
Well, how much you want for it?
I don't know. It's worth like $500-600 new. So
Probably even more. Quonset huts?
Yeah, I don't know what the make is. I think that it was $500 or $600 though.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought you gave it to me already, dude.
I don't remember giving it to you,
I
bro.
can't afford to buy it because I need travel money to go see Sam.
Yeah, I don't know what the make is. I think that it was $500 or $600 though.
Oh, that's cool.
I thought you gave it to me already, dude.
Cool.
I thought you gave it to me already, dude. I thought you gave it to me already, dude.
I don't remember giving it to you,
I
bro.
can't afford to buy it because I need travel money to go see Sam. Can't afford to buy it because I need travel money to go see Sam. Money to go see Sam. Money to go see Sam. Money to go see Sam.
Yeah, so maybe you come back in the summer and we do some work on the chicken coop or something like that, and then I can give you that garage then. Cool.
But I kind of need to bring it back if you want to come back.
Yeah, totally.
Hey, what's there right there in the closet? What's in that closet? A dog or
Oh,
something?
that's Goofy, yeah. My dad's dog, yeah. Yeah, it's held up. It's held up for a long time. I can't believe this tape is still freaking in one piece too. Fucker's old. Fucking ducks come here every night. Like right when it's dark, they come.
The ducks do?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like when it's like pitch black, they come and land in the pond over there.
Cool. You got the fish in this pool over here too, huh?
Yeah. Ah, you missed that. I had a frog earlier. I just gave it.
So what's at the end of the road? Is that just the end?
Yeah. Don't jump to that. Just don't walk to the top of that hill up there.
Ah,
Down
cool.
the road, you know.
Well, I love your property here.
Yeah.
It has a lot of
37
personality.
years, right here. I was born in the living room.
You
Right in
were?
this house, yeah.
Cool. A midwife came or?
I don't remember.
Something like that. Something like that.
I know they had an exorcism.
Yeah.
We got a dead Indian laying in the basement.
Yeah, there's a casket in there with the Indian.
Get out of here.
I used to
Can I take a look?
own. Well, you can't open the cap; it's sealed, but you could see the whole thing in there.
Cool, dude. Yeah.
It's like a
You
crypt.
can check it out.
What is this about? Did you do this like a sculpture or something?
Yeah, I just drilled a hole in the log, and I found that chair with the post on it. I was like, I need a freaking swivel seat by the fire pit, you know.
Cool.
Well, used to like this thing every night. Big boom box and shit.
There you go.
Play your Pandora. Yeah, I just drilled a hole in the log, and I found that chair with the post on it. I was like, I need a freaking swivel seat by the fire pit, you know.
Cool.
Well, used to like this thing every night. Big boom box and shit.
There you go.
Play your Pandora.
No, I don't.